Hi YouTube, Breakup Brad here. As I'm sure most of you already know, I've been a breakup coach for over 10 years now, helping people like you get through difficult breakups and get a second chance with an ex. Now, this time around, we're talking about a topic that I get asked about constantly, and that is why silence, in other words, the no contact strategy, helps to make your ex want you back. Now, you guys are often asking about this in the comments on my videos, my coaching clients ask about this, and so on. So clearly it's a topic that a lot of people want to learn about. And that's why I'm dedicating this video to talking about ignoring your ex and why it works to get them back. Now, be sure to watch this video all the way to the end, as I'm going to share some new tips that I've never talked about in any of my past videos here on YouTube. Now, before we dive into the psychology of ignoring your ex and why it works, let me quickly explain what my no contact strategy involves. Basically, if you want to get a second chance with your ex, then one of the first things you need to do is apply a period of no contact. Essentially, you just want to ignore your ex for at least 30 days. And no contact means exactly what it sounds like. No phone calls, no text messages, no late night booty calls, and so on. And the sooner you can do this after breaking up, the better. But a lot of people are understandably skeptical about the effectiveness of this strategy because, at first it seems somewhat counterintuitive. How can you just get your ex back if you're completely ignoring them? But that, of course, is what I'll explain in just a second. First, though, take a quick look at what some other people are saying about the effectiveness of my no contact technique. Those are just a tiny sample of the thousands of people who've used this technique successfully. So clearly, using no contact definitely works. But why and how? Well, number one, it keeps you from screwing up. See, most people are very, very emotional after a breakup. And in my 12 years as a breakup coach, I've seen hundreds, if not thousands of clients blow their chances of getting back together simply because they did or said something dumb. So simply put, most people let their emotions get the best of them in the immediate aftermath of a breakup, and they end up doing something stupid, like begging and pleading with their ex, splashing out in anger, being too clingy and needy, etc. So ignoring your ex is a simple and effective way to ensure that you don't make that kind of mistake. Number two, it gives you some time to cool down and get some perspective. So along similar lines to what I just talked about, another benefit to going silent after a breakup is that it gives you time to get a handle on your own emotions. After a month of ignoring your ex, you're going to be in a much better place psychologically and a lot less likely to get angry or break down in tears when you actually do begin speaking to your ex again. No contact can also give you a better perspective on things. I've had a number of clients that, after 30 days of radio silence, have decided that their ex actually isn't worth pursuing at all and they'd be better off moving on. So essentially, to sum it up, no contact puts you in a much better headspace where you can think more clearly and be less influenced by your emotions. And number three, it acts as shock therapy, making the breakup as difficult as possible for your ex. All right, now we're getting into the real psychology here. The no contact strategy is designed specifically to shock your ex into learning what life is like when you're suddenly gone from their life. So imagine for a minute losing something that you've become accustomed to having in your life. Your cell phone is maybe the best example. We've all become used to having a smartphone in our pocket at all times, right? So let's imagine I tell you that you need to hand over your phone to me for 1 hour today. After that, you can have it back. But tomorrow, I'm taking your phone away for 2 hours. The day after that, I'll take it away for 3 hours, and so on, until a few weeks from now, I finally take your phone away for good. Now, compare that to another scenario where I demand that you permanently give up your phone for good, starting right now. You just hand over your phone, and that's it. Forever. Gone. Now, which of these two situations do you think is going to be more difficult and painful for you? Losing your phone forever, right now, or slowly losing your phone, less and less for a period of, a few weeks where each day you get to use it a little less than the previous one? Obviously, it's going to be a lot easier to become accustomed to life without your phone if you have time to slowly learn to live without it. And having something of value taken away from you all of a sudden, without any warning or any time to get used to it, is going to be far more difficult and painful than if you can slowly wean yourself off of it. And the no contact strategy is exactly the same. If you suddenly and completely disappear from your ex's life, you're making the breakup as painful and visceral as possible for your ex. They don't have time to slowly let go of you. So by shutting down all communication with your ex after breaking up, they're really forced to suddenly face the reality of life without you around. And that's always going to be more difficult for your ex than if you slowly continue, talking regularly and just very slowly go your separate ways. Now, does making a breakup as painful as possible for your ex sound cruel, harsh? Maybe. But this is what your ex wanted when they decided to break up, isn't it? So in essence, you're giving your ex what they've asked for, only you're forcing that reality upon them suddenly, making your absence as obvious and difficult as possible. A lot of the time, that can cause your ex to change their mind about breaking up on its own. That may sound too good to be true, but trust me, the intense emotions that your ex will feel when you suddenly vanish from their life can often be enough to make them take you back all by itself. And even if that doesn't happen, silence by itself is a powerful tool that can make your ex desperate to have you back. Number 4, it makes your ex miss you. So as I just explained, if you want your ex to miss you like crazy, the single most effective way to make that happen is by just disappearing from their life. As the old saying goes, absence makes the heart grow fonder. And that honestly couldn't be more true. If you want your ex to miss you, which of course you do if you want to get back together, then silence is the best way to make that happen. Number 5, it gives your ex time to let go of negative memories and focus on positive and nostalgic ones instead. Now, there's actually been scientific studies conducted that prove that humans are hardwired to forget negative memories more quickly and easily than positive ones. So this means that if you ignore your ex and leave them alone for a while, you're helping them to let go of any negative thoughts or memories and force them to focus on more of the positive, happier aspects of your time together. And honestly, you can't really deny this because it's been proven by science, and I see it working in the real world every single day with my coaching clients. And number 6, it will make your ex wonder about what you're doing and why you suddenly disappeared from their life. Now, a little bit of mystery and intrigue can be very helpful in causing your ex to have second thoughts about breaking up. And how do you create some curiosity and mystery? Well, by leaving your ex completely in the dark about how and what you're doing. In fact, any information that you provide to your ex by talking with them is just going to do the opposite. If they know you're sitting at home alone, crying about the breakup, then there's no mystery or wonder at all. Instead, just by going silent, you leave their imagination to do the work for you. Your ex will wonder why you're not still trying to reach out all the time and what that means. They'll wonder if you've suddenly replaced them with somebody new, and they'll likely be both taken aback by that possibility and also quite stressed out about it. Again, the key is to not give them information about what you're up to and to let their mind run wild with all the possible scenarios. Number 7, it will ensure that you don't become your ex's backup plan. Now, in my 12 years or so as a breakup coach, I've realized that it's a very, very common for your ex to mentally keep you as a backup plan or a plan B option in case they decide they don't like being single or they can't handle life without you around. And it does make perfect sense, doesn't it? If you're going to break up with someone, you're going to feel safer making that decision if you know that you can always snap your fingers and just get back together. So by going silent after breaking up for a month or so, you're sending your ex a clear but subtle message. You're basically saying, no, I won't be your backup plan, and if you decide to follow through with breaking up, then I'm moving on to bigger and better things. Now, this is going to plant the seeds of doubt in your ex's mind and make the breakup all that much more scary feeling for them. And it's for this reason that I recommend you avoid being friends with your ex after breaking up, which is a topic I've covered in many of my past YouTube videos, so give it a search if you want to learn more. Number 8, it gives you time to become more awesome. Now, I've said this again in a number of my past videos on no contact, but it needs to be reiterated here again. When I preach using the no contact technique, it doesn't just entail ignoring your ex and doing nothing else. You should also be using that time to better yourself, to become more confident, more attractive, and more successful. So silence not only makes your ex miss you, keep you from screwing up, and so on, but it also allows you a month or so to focus on improving yourself and becoming the best version of yourself. Now, I know this may sound cheesy and meaningless at first, but think about how your ex will react when they learn about the interesting and exciting things you've been doing during your period of no contact. And when you do see your ex again after the period of silence is over, you can not only show off your successes and your newfound confidence, but you'll also have lots of interesting things to say and to talk about with your ex. And finally, number 9, there is no more effective strategy. Yes, last but not least, there's one final reason why no contact is the single best strategy to use if you want your ex back. And that is because there simply isn't any more effective technique that you can actually employ at this point. No matter what anyone else tells you, in 99% of all cases, there's no magic sentence that you can say to your ex to make them take you back. There's no, quick fix strategy that will change their mind. Using silence is almost always the best way to get a second chance and start over with your ex. It's as simple as that. All right, guys, thanks for joining me on this journey into the psychology behind why silence makes your ex come back. If you've got questions or feedback, you know what to do. Just drop a comment below the video and I will do my best to get back to you personally. And of course, if you want my one-on-one guidance to help you win back your ex, just visit breakupbrad.com/coaching and sign up today. I'd love to learn about your specific situation and work out a plan of attack with you. Again, see the details and register now at breakupbrad.com/coaching. Thanks for watching, beautiful people of YouTube. I will see you in my next video.